would surmise probably na
gusto niya
to be
that means mahilig siya sa
yes,
sa gusto niya rin maging
to be
opisyal.
part of the cadet corps of that PUP ROTC.
Oo,
Cadet,
and then
cadet officer bale.
oo, and then this incident happened. So it now begs the question, para bang how should we mold leaders, no? Potential leaders? May batas, bawal ang hazing. Hindi ba dapat kung nagkasala yung kadete, meron naman tayong demerits. 'Di ba? May demerit system tayo.
Meron 'yan.
O bakit hindi lang demerit system? Or pwede namang ipa-push up yan ng kahit
Exactly the point.
may mga ganun, 'di ba? Meron patakbuhin mo ng ilang rounds, 'di ba?
There are corresponding punishments for some misdemeanors or infractions of religious discipline na commensurate dapat.
Correct.
And without any physical harm or mental or psychological
parang torture, no?
Dapat hindi kasama 'yon. Because this ROTC program is molding them.
Correct.
One is for patriotism, to be able to serve country in cases of emergency, to also mold their character as a possible productive citizen. Then, ito gagawin mo sa ganyan. So, I don't think it's really part of it. And it is not part of it.
Tapos nakakalungkot dahil itong binibining ito ay interesado eh.
Yes, exactly.
Tapos sa panahon ngayon na ang programa ng ROTC ay parang if I might use the word fledgling, no? At medyo gusto natin palakasin. Tapos this thing happens, no?
Yes. Very, very unfortunate nga. Pero the thing is, going back to the many questions that arose from the incident, is the program that is rotten, or is the program the one at fault, or is it the fault of individuals?
Rogue. There are certain rogue elements.
There would be instances on that.
There are rogue elements.
So yun I was asked sometime na gano'n, di ibuwagin na lang natin ang ROTC. Sabi ko, not exactly. Sabi ko, ay ginamit ko yung analogy na if you have a car, tapos busted or madumi yung fuel filter, you do not dispose your car and don't use it anymore.
Yes.
What you do is you correct the defect.
Yes.
Remove the fuel filter, change it or clean it, then put it back and have it ready once again. So if there are rogue or people who have committed such a breach of discipline or yung hazing na yan, then let's remove them. But not the program.
What you're saying is palitan yung mekaniko?
Yes, probably. The part that has been...
Yun,
Not the program, because the program is good. Look at it.
Maganda yung garahing pinasukan mo. Kaya lang, yung mekaniko ay si Ranico pala.
Yes.
So I'm just simplifying this, no?
Yes, exactly. So that's the best way to explain it na kondon. Kasi kagaya, tingnan mo, PUP Santa Mesa has more than 350
correct
enrollees to the ROTC. From the first year. Kasi baka mamaya ihambing natin sa dami ng estudyante, 350. Remember sa first year college yan eh. When you enter tertiary level, sa first, yung pagka, so from the population of student population ng first year college ng PUP, there were 350 plus who enrolled in ROTC. So mukhang may talagang may dating, and the people really, or our youth would really want to be part of the ROTC program.
The sense of the people who read about this and who saw the pictures that were presented to media, parang napailing, no? Pati din ako napailing ako kasi I was expecting after Wilson Chua, there is some form of a turnover of institutional memory and lessons, no? Of a Damocles sword that people who are running the ROTC program should be very worried about.
Exactly.
Dapat hindi na maulit ito, pero parang...
But Eric, let's also look at it from a point of view na hindi ko naman sinasabing paisa-isa lang to.
Ang maganda lang dito,
one case is one case too many, definitely. If there's a hazing case, that's even if it's just a one case, it's still one case too many. But the thing is, it's been a span of time already.
Okay.
Na tayo nakikita yan. Because the ROTC program has been growing and
yes,
everybody is made aware of it. But along the way, probably one or two persons, as in this case, fell short. They were not probably in their right demeanor to na ginawa nila yon. But then again, it's not the whole program ang mali dyan.
And then from a spokesman's point of view, you know, PUP is a minefield of, you know, I mean, and this is a petri dish for, if I might use the term, no, I'm sorry to say this, of Little Mouse and Little Jomas. No? So, I mean, this is the wrong place to commit this.
I-
No?
I- I
I
don't-
mean, this is the
I don't-
wrong place to commit in.
I don't want to, pardon me, but I don't want to label the school, much more the students of the school.
Not the school
Well,
per se, but I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
there are ideologues in the
But
school.
the thing is, you see, as you claim such, makita mo, ang laki pa rin ng student population ng
Correct.
ROTC.
Correct. Oo.
So this is probably where we can have new minds or new thoughts
Oo.
to be able to make sure that the ROTC programs would grow more
Okay.
or be more lucrative, or so to speak. Yun ang piliin ng estudyante.
At this point now, can you give us some form of a status report? What has the AFP found out about, the incident?
The last time I talked to Colonel Tamundong and the commanding general of the Philippine Army, they have called for the personnel who are assigned
Involved,
to PUP.
yes, okay.
And they're taking all the statements and determining, again, one is to determine kung present sila during that incident. Secondly is if they were present, ano yung ginawa nila, or what have been done already. And of course, looking it from another point of view, although within the investigation, but with a different intent, is to determine how can this be prevented. Bakit nangyari to?
Yes.
Because you must remember, this was cadet to cadet. I mean, student to student.
Correct. Oh.
I think the students involved were fourth-year students.
If any at all, General Tutaan, this might be a little absurd, but maybe that is the consolation there, that hopefully at the end of the day, this is just between student and no regular
Yes, actually yun.
AFP personnel is involved, because
actually
it will be a sad day.
Yun actually yung sinabi ni Gerald Iriberi sa akin when I talked to him about this. I said, we have to determine whether soldiers are present. Kasi kung
Nakakalungkot.
present ka, you are remiss
Oo, correct.
of your duty.
Oo.
And nakakalungkot siya din. You must be, a disciplinary action should be undertaken against you if you were present there. Now, if you were not present, why did it happen to be na sila lang na nagawa? In order to correct the situation.
And this kind of conflagration could have been prevented.
Yes.
If I might use the very strong term, conflagration.
Yes.
Kasi nga, sa lahat pa ng eskwelahan, bakit pa?
Yeah.
Doon pa, I'm saying this because this was the school na nagtapo ng mga
The
silya
irony of it,
at
doon pa
nagsunog-sunog ng mga silya. No? My goodness.
But then again, I think this is a good thing that again the awareness towards hazing, initiations, or things like that of similar things are again that this should not be committed, this should not be undertaken. Much more somebody in the man in uniform. Kaya nga again, ang punteriya natin dito in the investigation by the Army Reserve Command is to determine kung may culpability ang kasundaluhan natin, either by acts of commission or acts of omission.
Do you think, General Tutaan, there should be some kind of a turnover of, institutional memory, of lessons learned? Especially at this level, kasi pareho mga estudyante yan eh.
I think they have. That's why hindi ko naman sinasabi kasi Eric na kasi estudyante yung gumawa hindi naman tayo eh. But that cannot be utterly said just like that.
Kailangan ipukpok natin sa mga kadete natin na huwag niyong gagawin ito. Because the damage will be...
The cadets who are undertaking training, especially those cadets of the ROTC taking up the officer's candidate course, should always be reminded of that. Should be a continuing process. Alam naman dapat nila yan. And I think it's there. And that's the reason why sabi kong ganun is the incidents have really gone down. One or two spurt out every now and then, but it's not a predominant thing or a prevalent thing that is happening.
And this should be emphasized that this is not this is not an ongoing thing, no?
And this is not condoned or being tolerated by the institution. I mean, the armed forces, the Army Reserve Command, hindi ito tinotolerate.
And then lahat ng ROTC units should realize that yung pagkakamali ng estudyante na kadete perpetrated by a cadet officer reverberates all the way to the AFP and to the national defense posture of this country.
Yes.
So, I mean, they have to realize what they're doing.
And that is why also, one of the programs ng ating ROTC program is to look at the best practices.
Okay.
Best practices and lessons learned. Yung best practices, yung tinitingnan natin, ano yung nakita nating wherein ROTC cadets, individual or as units, na nag-excel.
Okay.
In their respective undertakings, whether it's for community service to the community during terms of disaster,
Okay.
o yung may nagawa silang maganda pa for a certain community, let's say indigenous people community,
Yes.
tinitingnan natin. Para yun ang best practices. So parang yung idea of patriotism or nationalism natin, ma-enhance.
Okay.
Yung lessons learned naman, yan, yung sinasabi mong ipasok natin itong mga nakikita nating
Okay.
na nangyayari so that ma-inculcate talaga. Kumbaga, it's really brought into their attention na if you ever do that, there are laws and you will
Consequences.
see the consequences. So the student board, disciplinary board of PUP would probably give administrative consequences, whatever
Okay.
findings. But the criminal case will all depend if the victim
The findings.
files a case against them in court. So that is
Okay.
another thing. So alam mo, hindi pwedeng porket na administrative punish ka na
Tapos
wala
na
ka
yun.
ng criminal liability,
Okay.
meron ka pa rin yan because
Tuloy
it
pa
is
rin.
a law. Oo.
Okay. Republica will pause after a few reminders, but do not change your channels because we're going to ask General Tutaan here. Number one, itong kadete, itong gusto maging opisyal, ay itutuloy pa ba niya ang kanyang training? Yan ang una. Pangalawa, gusto nating malaman kung is there an ideological component to this movement led by a few to trash ROTC sa ating pong pagbabalik.
Mahirap yung tanong na ideological.